Next, we have the presentation of ordinance number 830, 2023, the 2024 mid-biennium budgets. And I will turn this over to Eric Christensen, our finance director, and Caitlin Graham, our financial analyst.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. As part of introducing ordinance number 830 that adopts the 23-24 mid-biennium budget, I'll be providing another overview of the key changes to the general fund and changes to the financial policies for 2024. Next slide. We will be achieving two important milestones tonight by potentially adopting the property tax levy and surface water management services for 2024. The adoption of the budget ordinance and financial policies are scheduled on December 4th. Community members can continue to provide public comments and correspondence throughout the budget process. Next slide. The purpose of this review is to address budgetary items that need modification and by state law must be completed no sooner than September 1st and no later than December 31st. In other words, this is an update to an incremental request to amend the 23-24 adopted budget. As we have shared previously, proposed changes consist of technical adjustments for both revenues and expenditures, and expenditure enhancements for new opportunities and to meet needs. As part of this update, the remaining COVID-19 pandemic recovery funds have been allocated. In addition, the general fund remains balanced with the use of the city manager's reserve, and overall adequate reserves remain for this budget period. Next slide. For general fund revenue, staff is recommending an overall increase in revenues for both fiscal years 2023 and 2024. In 2023, the increase is $1.05 million, excuse me, and in 2024, the increase is $890,000. In general, the revenue changes are based on current fiscal conditions and trends, recognition of grant awards, and enhanced programming. Next slide. Regarding general fund expenditures, staff is recommending an overall increase in the amounts of $509,000 in 2023 and $6,699,000 in 2024. There have been no changes in two expenditures following the prior presentation on November 6th. The increase in 2023 is primarily driven by one-time expenditures related to grant awards and the city's COVID-19 pandemic recovery funds allocated for business security enhancements. Like 2023, the increase in 2024 is primarily driven by one-time expenditures related to the city's COVID-19 pandemic recovery funds and grant awards. Other key increases consist of intermittent staff for the park summer camp, insurance fee from the Washington City's Insurance Authority, King County District Court, and SCORE for jail services. It is anticipated that revenue from the summer camp will offset the related expenditures. Please refer to prior presentations, such as the one provided in the council packet, for more detail regarding the changes in expenditures. Next slide. The COVID-19 pandemic recovery projects are highlighted on this slide. The total amount of these projects is $4.3 million. As you know, these projects were approved by the council last year, and staff is currently making progress on the implementation action plan. Next slide. With this update, the estimated ending reserve balances for the general fund remains adequate for this budget period. In both years, the city meets the 20% minimum operating reserve and maintains funding for the construction of the maintenance facility. In addition, a new reserve is established to fund the COVID-19 pandemic recovery projects. As you can see, the city's manager's designated reserve is used to balance the budget by funding both one-time items and ongoing expenses. The use of this reserve for ongoing expenses is not sustainable in the out years. It'll be key to continue the discussion on considering new or enhanced revenue sources to address the general fund's revenue gap. Next slide. Regarding the financial policies, one change proposed. Staff recommends increasing the per capita rate from $8.50 to $8.89 for the human services programs. This results in an increase in the amount of $5,135. This annual adjustment to the per capita rate is based on the city's financial policies and is led by the Consumer Price Index factor. This change is included in the financial policies that are attached to the agenda bill. This concludes the budget presentation. Are there any questions or comments?
Any questions for Mr. Christensen? Seeing none, thank you.
Thank you.